All right, we're live. So,
Welcome down.
well, hello everybody. I'm Danny Salinas. This is New Braunfels Bourbon. I am glad to have everybody here. We'll kind of go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves. New Braunfels Bourbon first. Danny Salinas. Most to know who you are, who I am. I'm based out of Central Texas, New Braunfels, halfway between Austin and San Antonio. We've been around for 5 years, and then quite a few barrel picks with rare characters. So excited to have Pete, and then Dave. He's been with us a couple times now on there. So I'll kind of let Dave introduce himself, and then Pete.
Yeah, I'm Dave Fenley. I originally from Texas. I live in Nashville now. Recording artist extraordinaire. No, just touring musician, songwriter, and recently new found lover of bourbon. And I guess I'm kind of on a journey, exploring, trying to find something I don't like, which is really hard.
Awesome. Pete Nevenglosky, co-founder of Rare Character Whiskey here. Excited to be with you. Good to be on the digital universe with you, Danny. Fun hanging out with you in Vegas. I'm at the home bar I call the Hard Deck in Las Vegas, where I live.
Yeah, when I was in Vegas, you were getting ready to build out the shelves, if I remember right.
Yeah, man. Next time you got to come over here, we'll do the pick.
For sure. Yeah, I guess that's what I have right here. The little sample kit, the PRW. It should be hopefully here next week, pending if the distributor comes through. So awesome. Dave's got one coming. He's excited. I'm excited about him. There's been a lot of hype on this BRW.
I always take care of you, bro.
For sure. That's not going to be my first pour. What are y'all pouring tonight to start with?
I got the personal. I'm going to pop first to start it off. Have you had this, by the way? Oh, there he is. Nice.
I haven't cracked it. I was thinking about getting in it. Let's do it.
Yeah, it just hit Central. It just hit Texas. I don't think it hit Central Texas yet on the distribution that one yet.
Yeah, we just launched it in December, and it's been rolling out. It's our first product that's actually available, but 7-year 101 proof Kentucky rye, and I think it's very tasty on its own. Fun in cocktails if you are so inclined.
Yeah, I'm a little spoiled because Ryan, y'all's national sales guy, lives about 20, 30 minutes from us here. So
Yeah, you are.
he was telling me about it. That was coming. Y'all helped us out in December. We did that fundraiser for the Toys for Tots and stuff, and he came out and helped us with that. He was telling me about it.
So Pete, what before? As I don't know how. I mean, I'm kind of new at everything, right? But before Rare Character, before you started this, what was your rye that you mixed with? Like, what was your one of your go-tos that you reached for?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I mean, look, I'm a big Michter's fan. So, obviously if you're drinking 10, that's delicious, but just the regular Michter's rye is tasty, easy.
Yeah.
Rittenhouse does the job. If you need to do something, you're trying to make a drink. But yeah, obviously spoiled at this point in terms of things that I can drink and mix with and whatever, right? At the house.
I mean, do you know anybody that would do a Michter's 10 old fashioned?
I mean, you know what? And people ask me about this because sometimes people are unreasonable with some of our more expensive shit. And it's like, look, if you bought it, it's up to you, man. And I've said that, and that's always been my statement. But somebody got me on one of these the other day. They were like, oh, yeah, I had a Obliteration Manhattan. And Obliteration is like this thing we put out, 36 bottles, super hard to get. I don't even own one. Mine's being held hostage. I was just like, oh, like, I'm talking with you, dude. I was like, all right. But anyway, you know what? If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah, we have one guy in our group. He drinks the most crazy allocated double Eagle Rare with Big Red soda. That's like,
you know what? Look, if it's your bottle, it's your bottle, man.
Right?
I'm not here to tell you what to do with life.
For sure, I'm like that. So we'll kind of get started here. Let's talk about a little about before your spirits world. I mean, you talked about it when we were in Vegas. I know a little bit about your background. For other people here, I know you started out in marketing for, I think, Red Bull.
Yeah. So I was living in New York. I went into marketing. I did an MBA and then I went into marketing. First for Dannon Yogurt. So kind of like it's a French company, very traditional marketing approach. I learned a lot there. I mean, dude, I was like on Danimals first, then Activia, which is hilarious. I already realized then I was want to do my own shit, right? But I definitely picked up a lot. I went to Red Bull for a couple of years. Cool company, great people. And then my first brand is actually a cachaça brand. So it's a Brazilian sugarcane spirit. It's called Avoa. And I launched that in 2013 in New York. I met a dude at a coffee shop. His name is Sasha Petrosky. So if you're in the cocktail world or whatever, this guy was one of like 5 people in New York to really restart the cocktail movement, like one of the most important people in that. And so that kind of put us on the map. Then I was out traveling, sleeping on couches, telling a story about this category. And 2014, I met Pablo Moy, now my partner on Rare Character. But at the time, just a guy who all the reps in California were intimidated by because he knew more about the shit than they did. And I snuck some cachaça in that you couldn't get in. And he's like, all right, let's sit down, taste it. Tried it, loved it, bought it. And then, we started a business relationship, became friends. And this was a pandemic, like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing thing that ended up a Rare Character. How do you like that pour, by the way?
It's incredible. Yeah, I was, because of the way it was marketed, well, not marketed, but the way everything kept pointing towards mixer. I didn't have very big expectations for how it stand alone, but it's like I'm very much a rye guy, and I mean I love the dill elements of a lot of them, but this one doesn't really. It's much more approachable rye for people who probably wouldn't think that they might be a rye person.
Yeah, I mean, I love converting non-rye drinkers into how dope rye can be. I think what's fun about this is like it's a rye, but it's not a punch you in the face rye.
Exactly.
Right.
And
know
it
what I
doesn't
mean?
even have that linger at the back that's like, hey,
Right.
what's that weird funk? Like it's
Right.
super accessible.
It's funny because like for us, when we talk about putting it in drinks, like we think about like this is a way for us to sell to our friends who have dope cocktail programs, right? At bars, at restaurants, or whatever. And look, most of our whiskey friends, you know, you're just drinking a need. And I think that almost undersells how good I think it is to be like, hey, put it in a drink. Cause then you're like, all right, so it's like benchmark, or you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But I think it delivers well above its price point and the way we do it. But we're happy to kind of give that value. That's something we can do now, you know?
No, and I love it.
Killer. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I love the entry price for it too. Like I love how accessible it is to buy it. Because when I think about some of the things I've used as mixers in the past that I would have considered like, okay, I'm gonna buy like a Templeton, or I'm gonna buy this to put in my old fashioned or something. This one is so much more. I mean, the price is right there. You can afford it, and I don't think it would have to be marketed as a mixer because it is standalone great by itself.
For sure. Thanks,
I'm gonna
man.
ask the nerdy question on it. I know it's Kentucky rye, correct?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Is it a blend of multiple distilleries or just one?
No, it's a single source. So we can't disclose. We've got a lot of NDAs. We can't disclose where it's from. But I can tell you it's single sourced. It's one profile. There'll be some nuance in batches, but the profile will generally be kind of what you're getting right now, which I think is right. It's rye. It's definitely rye. It's not like a Kentucky style per se, but it's not a Dill Bomb 95.5 either, right? It's somewhere in the middle of those things, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to get some. I've, like I said, I haven't picked it up yet. I haven't seen it here in my area of Texas yet.
It's going to happen. It's all happening, brother.
But now I'm going to text Brian, be like, I'm coming to
try. Yeah, dude, it took us 4 years to have a product you can actually regularly get, in theory, regularly get, right?
So have you, this is one thing I was thinking about. Have you tried everything that's hit the shelf?
I've tried a lot of it. I can't say every single barrel. We've done a lot of barrels at this point, you know? So the way it works is my partner, Pablo, is the whiskey whisperer, right? Like he's out there finding the barrels, doing the thing. And then we align on like, where's it going to go? And how are we going to price it? And how does it make sense? Right. And then I do like the package, it gets there, it actually shows up at the distributor, it has a price, whatever, like the other things, you know? And so if we're doing something big, I'm tasting it for sure. I'll taste sets of barrels, but I can't say I've had every, 100 of the, this, that, the other barrel class that we've had. You know what I mean? I got the ones that I sell. I'm tasting it with the people I pour it for. But yeah, the scope is kind of increased to the point where I haven't had every single thing.
It's massive. It's
it's
kind of like you're making fun of us.
Never.
No, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, how many different, like, it's so hard to keep up. Like for a person who's brand new and falling in love with it, it can be a problem. Like I need to sing more songs and write better songs so I can afford.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as you can tell, I've got all 14, 15 last year, and then
love it.
All the other ones.
Yeah, we got flamingos next. Flamingos this year.
Yeah, flamingo surfboards and the Rockies, I believe.
Rockies. Right? Got one of those here. The Rockies. We're going from winter to summer to winter on the rise. But look, I mean, some people are like, I describe us lovingly as the least efficient company in American whiskey, which is good and bad. Our ops team is not very thrilled about that, but it's just fun, man. It's like, look, the way we think about it is, something you mentioned, MEL, right? Or people talk about TKOs, you talk about COAs or HR7s or different things we put out. And it's like a dope moment in time. And like, let's enjoy it. But also we're going to keep throwing awesome shit at you guys. And like, I love it if you get it all, but if you miss something, you miss it, and then we'll make something else. Or maybe your buddy has it and you could trade him a sample of that or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we're just kind of celebrating things we got our hands on. Sometimes
we'll get the FOMO and buy them all.
Yeah.
I just got my first I got 4 TKOs. I've never cracked one yet. I've never tried one.
Oh yeah, you should.
I know. If I knew how to open a bottle.
Maybe you should right now.
I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna show y'all how to open one of these.
All right, you can do it.
I'm gonna show you the secret tool to opening these things.
Let's see it. Oh,
A pipe cutter.
yes. Hold on, I got something over here.
Dave's like, I can't open these quickly. I'm like, you need to invest in a pipe cutter from Amazon.
Look, this is our suggested methodology.
Yeah, I've got those too.
You know,
Got them from the same people out of guy out of Florida, right?
Yeah, they're great. They're really good. You know, but
it takes 2 seconds.
Well, look, I believe you.
Wow.
Yeah, boom. Looks clean, nice.
I'm getting one. I put it in my Amazon cart. So okay, I've got 4 TKOs. Is there one that I need to open?
I don't know. Let's see what you got. I can't see them from all the way back here.
I got a 218, 225.
You gotta go by store names.
Yeah, let's talk about the names. Who we got on there?
Benny's, Antioch, Helen Cellar, and Amon's Beer and Wine, and Mythical.
Man, those are some hitters. I think people talk about Helen's, right? I feel like I hear about that. I mean, Benny's is always picking bangers. You know, it's funny. I saw most of those people. What do you got there?
I got the Kenwood one.
Yeah. Look at Illinois. Those are a few Illinois. You can't go wrong, bro. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna go Antioch, the lowest proof. Say the higher proofer.
Sure.
Why not? Right.
Very unique pour.
So while he works on that, talk about. I guess you're the guy being a marketing person. Talk about how y'all decided on the labeling and the waxing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so I guess you got to go back to like Pablo at the restaurant, and he would like present barrel picks of larger companies or whatever, right? And present it at the table and be like, "Hey, here's our whatever," right? And they'd be like, "Dude, that looks like I just bought that at Total Wine. What are you talking about?" And he'd be like, "Oh, no. Like, our name's right here, you know, our name's here." And they're like, "Okay, cool." So we kind of just said, "Hey, we're gonna get our hands on awesome whiskey, and let's make it more fun." You know what I mean? So that's how we got into that, and then we kind of came with this idea of, you know, what customization. You can make it your own, and we released some of those, and it kind of just went bonkers. You know, we've had some friends with good, you know, bars and retail stores, and it allows people a lot of flexibility and fun. And then what we did is we assigned a barrel code. So we're talking about TKO. I get asked about it like 3 times a day. Barrel code, barrel number, wax color ties to that, right? So if you're like, "Hey, I love BRWs," look at that. Well done. Well done.
I just used my teeth.
Easy work.
Didn't lose no fingers.
Look at us. Right, here we are, our second rye already. We haven't even got a bourbon yet. I like that.
My first TKO.
There you go. It's a very unique pour. You know what I love about TKO? It's a very unique mash bill. 70 rye, 25 corn, 5 malted barley, Tennessee age, a Tennessee distilled Kentucky age. And it's like, on paper, it sounds like something nobody wants. It's obviously delicious. I'm glad people are stoked about it. I love sharing things that are unique with people. I got the Minden meat. So Minden is a town near Reno. Kevin's my boy over there. He's a lunatic in the best way. So I'm going to have one of these with you guys.
Do you have an opinion on what the neck pour?
I mean, there's definitely a difference between when you first open a bottle and when it sits a little bit. But like, it's really not, I wouldn't call it the concept of neck pour. It's really just about air, right?
Yeah.
I mean, But if it's a good whiskey, it's still going to be delicious. It's probably going to be a bit hotter and more aggressive when you first crack the bottle. That's just how it is, you know? And I mean, TKOs are, what's the proof on that? If that's the lowest proof, it still ain't low.
It's 130, yeah.
Yeah. A light, easy one, a sessionable 130, you know?
Exactly.
This one's 131.
Yeah, mine's 129.56. So
there you go. Easy breezy.
9 year.
129.82. Man, that is
TKOs. They're like a sweet rye. You don't it's a lot sweet. I get a lot of bubblegum notes on this one.
Yeah, people talk about red fruit, bubblegum. It's just so interesting, you know? And that's what's fun about what we do. It could be many things. It could be like the Exceptional Series Kentucky malts or those, or some things we do, they're just straight ahead, delicious, what you expect. And other things are delicious but unique. And it's fun to be able to tell those kind of stories.
How did the Exceptional Series go from being like a regular bourbon to the wheated or the malted?
Yeah, so it actually started with the malt. So we created it for the malt. So Gen 1, we call it generations, right? Yeah, what do you got there?
That's straight bourbon, 102 proof, 51, 102 EKB 7.
Oh, that's kind of an anomaly bottle. What's the front of it? Is that the Hollywood? What do you got on the front of that? Oh yeah, so we did like a couple randoms, right? And that's one of those. But in reality, most of the first sets that we put out were this Kentucky malt. So this malt is 65 malt, 35 corn.
Okay.
New American, it's American oak, new American oak, distilled in Kentucky, aged in Kentucky, 9 years to 16 years old. And the reason we created these kind of unique front labels, they're all done by Pablo's wife, Rox. The malts are kind of these landscape things, was to basically trick people, right? It's kind of inspired by merchant rum bottling. So you don't really know what it is on the front. On the back is the detail. And we were like, basically, we're like, how do we get these bourbon dudes to try this Kentucky malt, which is kind of not Scotch and not bourbon,
right,
but being delicious. So we started there. We put out a couple random Kentucky bourbons. You have one of them. And then, but in general, the larger set of series was the malts. Then it was the birds or the wheated bourbon. It's all from West Virginia, though. And then this was an art project from Pablo, 13-year Tennessee whiskey. This is a bourbon mash bill. These proofs are epic, huge, like 145 to 166 on
what?
Yeah. So anyway, the idea of the Exceptional Series is of age but different. So your bourbon that you have is kind of an anomaly when we're figuring out what we're doing, but we really only did a few of those. But the concept of it now is that when we put something out at Exceptional and we're out of all three of those, the next thing we do would still be like older but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This TKO is banging, by the way.
It's pretty delicious.
I know.
We don't have any more.
So it's a done deal. Like I probably shouldn't have opened it, but I wanted to try it. Now I got one I can drink.
Drink it, man. Just drink it. You know, whatever. We'll have something cool. No, but so you know, like all our barrel classes, like BRWs, they're done, right? They're rolling out, but like we've committed them all to the Dannies of the world months ago. So or AQUs, they're done. So we haven't sold them all. They haven't rolled out yet, but like the cycle is months later. So that's kind of how it goes. Now we're on new stuff. And by the time that new stuff is rolling out and people are like, hey, I want a KHR, we're like, we don't have any more because we have this thing. So it's just like a constantly moving target of different things we're doing.
That's going to be so exciting for you as a lover of it, and also as a company to have that sort of ability to come constantly pivot, constantly keep it creative, and I guess Pablo being kind of like the artist of it, and you being the backbone and mind of it. It's got to be so much fun to y'all for y'all working together on it.
It's fun, man. I mean, what's awesome is, the community, you guys have been so supportive, and I really appreciate it. And that allows us to take chances on shit, and just be like, we know it's delicious. Some things are holy shit insane, and some things are like, oh, that's good, cool, great,
Right.
But yeah, it's fun, man, because we get to do a lot of different things, like most people would have never put a TKO out, period, I think.
Yeah, it's whoever you bought those barrels from are probably kicking themselves for getting rid of them.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like, it's just kind of part of the thing that we do, and that's one about finding things that are that compelling from a profile perspective, but also figuring out how to get people excited about it,
I mean, obviously, go ahead, Danny.
I know Pablo's kind of the one that goes and does all the barrels, but from your knowledge standpoint, are y'all going to brokers coming to y'all, a little bit of both, going straight to the
it's a mix of everything, I mean, the beauty is people know, we get calls pretty frequently because we're out in the market, we're looking for things, but it's a mixed bag of direct stuff, brokers, independent owners of things who are just like, hey, yeah, I'm just going to invest in whiskey. They're like, oh, this isn't a great idea. We're like, yeah, it's not great. Send us those too.
It's been a great time for y'all with the market buzz per se, is that you can get your product a lot cheaper for an easier to find.
What we are able to do, and you can see it with BRW, right? Like, we're able to put out for the same price point older, more developed whiskey. Not necessarily better or worse or whatever, right? But like, we're putting out stuff now that's 8, 9, 10, even 11 years old in the single barrel series. We're lucky to get a 4-year-old Kentucky bourbon when we started. That was like a miracle, And so now we can be more choiceful. We could find really unique stuff that, is, it's not good for the overall market per se, but it is good for us being able to find awesome things for you guys,
Sure. I mean, obviously you're not the first people to do this format, but was there anybody going when y'all started it, you and Pablo, was there any company that you were, let's try to do what they did and then maybe go from that?
A lot of it was really based on independent bottling in Europe. So there's a ton of great Scotch bottlers. Gordon MacPhail, Duncan Taylor, Samaroli, which does rum and Scotch, right? Boutique Whiskey Co. So they do a lot of dope shit. Like, some of the craziest Macallans that have ever been put out are not under the Macallan label, And it can be things that are like, maybe they're off profile for Mac 18, but it doesn't mean they're not so fucking delicious. So like, that was really inspiration, more than anything happening here at the time in the US.
Yeah, I've had some of the Whiskey Boutique, whatever. They did a Texas label. It's like Heaven Hill with whatever sherry finish. It was really good.
Yeah. I mean, that's like something they shouldn't have had, but they have, and you know what I mean? Like,
I'm surprised how many of those European companies have old Heaven Hill stuff that's sitting over there that they bottle it there and then send it back.
Yeah, like, look, it's a challenging thing. You're trying to project demand 4, 6, 8, 10 years in the future, right? Which is extremely hard to do. Everybody thought it's going to go forever. Now there's going to be stuff out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah. American Light. 20 L's. Those are fun.
Yeah. We did
that. Oh, he's got one back there?
It's how me and Dave met. Dave wanted to buy one of our barrel picks and it's already sold out. I was like, Dave, it's sold out. Oh, let's become friends.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So good.
That's another fun one.
So I have another weird question. I mean, this might be the most common question you get. How do you decide what's going to be RC versus Brook Hill versus Old Cass? Like, how do you decide which of one you taste is going to be? All right, this is going to be that today.
I like calling it Old Cass. That's good. That feels like, like we've been friends for a long time. Old Cass. I'm gonna start using that. So, yeah, no, you're totally right, Dave. And it is kind of complicated. So the Brook Hill, let's start there. So Brook Hill is basically the best of the best single barrels. Bourbons and ryes, age statements vary, proof points vary, right? But it's like the 1% of the 1%, right? Now, Brook Hill is like straight ahead, though. It's like things you expect from bourbon and rye, but at a really elevated level, Price points vary according to like age and yield and whatever. The exceptional series is kind of like of age, but different, right? We kind of talked about that. Old Cass, our boy over here. So this is a blend, but this is the best of the best blend. So this is going to come out once a year. You got that. Hope you're enjoying it.
I'm about to have it.
Oh, you're about to have it. There you go. Good idea. That is like the best of the best blend, once a year release, right? And then single barrel series are delicious barrels, but kind of like can range from straight ahead delicious to like kind of out there unique and everything in between. But they need to deliver a certain, like we're trying to hit a price point. We're trying to have it make sense for groups or retailers or whatever, right? And then you've got things like Hearst Knoll, and we're going to have a bourbon that we're going to release by the end of the year. That's going to be an everyday bourbon. $50 on the shelf. 8-year age statement. Fucking delicious. Kentucky bourbon. 8 years. $50 on the shelf from us, which will be cool. I'm excited about, right?
You have the name for that one yet?
Prologue. It's called Prologue. It's going to be cool. It's going to kind of lean into rare character a little bit more. And then kind of somewhere in the ether is this guy, which we're about to put out, which is Black Maple Hill. So should we talk about that now? Am I screwing up your agenda?
Not at all.
Do we need to hear some music somewhere? Just tell me to shut up at some point. You know what I mean?
That's up to Dave to see when he's to sing. I'm not the puppet.
Just tell me when to shut up. You know what I mean? I listen to myself all day. So
Talk about Black Maple Hill.
All right, let's talk about that. So this is a fun one. So Black Maple Hill, the OG, right here, right? This was guy from California. Bottled this with Julian Van Winkle, 9902. Some of those iconic releases in American whiskey, in my opinion. Stitzel-Weller, amazing stuff. Some age-dated, a non-age-dated, always 95 proof, always Kentucky. Julian did the deal with Buffalo Trace and was like, sorry, I got no more whiskey for you. 09 to 14, Drew from KBD, now Willett, is bottling this release, right? For this guy from California. Again, a series of awesome stuff, aging up to at least 21 years old. I've seen maybe it's 23. Anyway, these are awesome. Drew's like, hey, paraphrasing, I got no more whiskey for you. He took the bottle, Danny, we talked about it, shrunk it down, and it was Oregon whiskey in it, in the shrunken down bottle, and rye. Less well received, we'll just say that. He's getting out of the business. We've acquired the trademark, and we're going to bring it back as close as we can to the glory days of where it was. So we're going to do to start a 16-year release, black font, black foil. That'll be limited and a little spendy. And then we're going to do a non-age stated bourbon that'll still be like 8 years old. And the aim is you can get that for $75.
Wow.
And it's going to be delicious. And it's been fun, man. It's cool. Like people are like, there's been a mix of like, hey, we're excited. Nobody's better suited to do this. And also, I love that brand. These assholes better not fuck it up. You know what I mean? Which is fair. It's totally fair, right? Like we understand the responsibility in our hands doing this thing. We're not taking it lightly.
My wife, she has been with me. She was like, Dave, you need a hobby. And so I was like, well, I think I found one. I'm going to do bourbon and watches and guitars. Like, I already got enough guitars, so bourbon and watches, right? And she's like, okay. And she just thought it was, he'll be playful with it. Then I was like, started talking about Rare Character. I was like, man, this is really good. And this is about a year and a half ago. And I'm like, oh, and I found another Rare Character, and I found another Rare Character, and I found another Rare Character. And finally she's like, how rare could it be? I mean, she's like, I think they named it wrong.
That's hilarious. I'll tell my wife that. She'll get a kick out of that too.
I have a friend of mine that I met in one of the bourbon groups here, and he just messaged me. He's like, did you ask about it yet? But I forgot. So he's trying to get a pappy to take to his son or somebody graduating college or getting out of the military. I forget what the exact story is. And he was looking for stuff to trade. And he said, I've got this really short barrel Brook Hill 12-year called Crimson. It's like one of 55.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, we're trying to set a value, but it's difficult to know. Like, so when something like that happens, like do you let the market dictate what something is worth? What do you know why that barrel was so small? Like why they only got 50?
I mean, look, unfortunately, often the barrels that are short like that are also the most fucking delicious, you know? And the way we price it is we price it according to acquisition cost, right? So like 20 Ls, I'll give you an example, right? Some of those yielded 12 bottles. We paid this for the barrel and we charge per bottle this. And normally you're cool, right? But when a yield is like that, some people will be like, we're charging whatever and the yield doesn't matter. I'm charging this for the barrel and that's the yield. We don't do that, right? So when something's real short, we are real short on it, right? Like we're not making that much money now, but it often is that things that are that short have an intensity of flavor that is extremely exciting, right? Like we talked about those 13-year Tennessees that were like monsters. I mean, some of those barrels were like 2 to 9 bottles. Total barrel.
Serious.
55-gallon barrel. Fucking 3-bottle yields. Like we couldn't even make a case out of them, dude. You know? But that's where the marketing. So we have no marketing budget because of that, right? So anyway, you know, something like that is, if you have one, it's very exciting. And if you didn't get one, you're probably annoyed. And sometimes it makes the best whiskey. It's not universal, right? Like, you know, I mean, TKOs, they're pretty short. You know, we were averaging like 10 cases a barrel on that, maybe less, you know. So often something at a low yield like that will give you an intensity of flavor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My 85 on this one. It's cherry pickings.
It's a tasty one. Somebody poured that for me when I was in Texas.
Yeah, I think this is one of y'all did in the Texas last
I think
year.
that's right, because they cracked it there. I got it. Here I got a 13-year rye. It's 139 proof. It's 81 bottle yield. It's called Not for Sale. We bottled for us to pour, and it's really quite insane.
It looks like there's about a handshake worth in there.
Yeah, this is definitely like, it's getting down there, man. I've been entertaining people at the bar here and pouring this away. But you know what? That's what it's for, man. It's for drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this is my only Brook Hill rye. It's a 14-year-old one y'all did, Remington.
Yeah, that's going to be very tasty. You should open that.
Should.
You should. Yeah. Why
I
not?
got the same one, so let me know how it is.
You know,
by the way,
have to.
Cherry Bomb all the way. Cherry Bomb with a little bit of funk.
Yeah. Yeah. These are fun.
And this old cask is out of bounds good.
I love that name for it. Thanks, man. Yeah. It's been real fun. I'm drinking this. This is like on a piece of printed paper, a future iteration of this Black Maple Hill non-aged.
You can send me the rest of that
I
bottle.
think you should keep that look.
Yeah, just printer, roll it up, printer. Don't get Pablo ideas.
While I open this bottle, Dave, you should sing me a song since I'm going to open this thing and tell you what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, right before my kid goes to bed. We'll do the. I got a brand new record coming out May 8th called "Rest of My Life," and this is one of the songs off it. And it starts with the opening line. Talks about drinking. Sometimes one drink just means one drink, and then one drink don't turn into more. Sometimes one look just means one kiss, yeah. And then one kiss, oh, it ends on the porch. Sometimes one drink leads to drunk cause you don't want to leave. Sometimes one kiss leads to up against a car on the street. And you feel like you never felt before. Oh, when some things turn into something more. Yeah, sometimes one night don't just mean one night. Yeah, cause it's all night and it's all weekend long. Sometimes one look don't just mean one look. Yeah, it's that look that'll heal you and kill you cause it's so damn strong. Sometimes one night leads to I can't sleep if you're not by my side. Sometimes one look can set you free and cover up your sky. And you feel like you never felt before. Oh, and some things turn into something more. Yeah, when some things turn into something more. All right, there you go.
Bravo, senor.
Nice, man. That's super cool.
Thank you.
When are we gonna do a label together?
You say it.
We gotta put your face on it, bro.
Well, I tell you, I've been really doing big things in Canada, and I'm pulling back next year in 2027. And I'd like to set up a distillery tour. I'd like to go across the country and play a bunch of different distilleries and do like really super intimate, like 50 tickets, dinner, drinks, tastings, like experiences at a bunch of places across the country. It'd be really awesome to incorporate you guys in that tour.
Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a facility worth seeing, but I'm sure we can figure out dinner. Yeah, it's somebody else's spot. We do most of the work out of it. It's in Lexington, but
cool.
But yeah, we love that kind of stuff. Dinners, pairings, open some good bottles.
Yeah, for my album release or for my listening party, I'm gonna be doing like it's 10 or 11 songs. I'm gonna do it's gonna be whiskey pairing. So I'm gonna take some bourbons and pair it with two songs where you can sit and listen and sip on something really special, and then the next two songs will have a different pour, and that'll be fun.
That's dope, man. Yeah, very cool.
Maybe we can do a bunch of RC stuff.
We got a lot of bottles, as you said.
And talk about facility. I'm assuming you're hand waxing this, or y'all figure a way to automate this waxing yet?
Nah, that's hand done, baby. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Somebody has a strong muzzle.
Company in American whiskey. There's look, Makers is still hand waxing the shit. And they make a couple more bottles than us. But
theirs they just let it drip. You still hold yours for a while, but they're just dipping and off it goes.
Oh yeah. We got to get that nice little slant there,
Yeah.
And Dave, this is delicious. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a burst of flavor.
Oh, you're on the all right. I'm gonna have some Brook Hill with you.
Yeah, the Remington Brook Hill.
Do I need to open mine?
What are we
It's
doing?
it's an explosion of flavor.
Is there a better time than now?
Really, there's no such thing.
Right.
They've been watching that much of the basketball games, Pete?
You know, here or there, it's on in the background here. Kentucky got smacked around today.
Yeah.
How about you? You got a team in it?
That really particular team has got a bracket in it, put it that way.
Texas is kind of doing some things though, huh?
Yeah, they're fun to watch right now.
They surprised me. We're Texas Tech fans around here, so we've been watching them. But yeah, Texas messed up my bracket. I had Gonzaga.
You tell me you had Texas and show me the bracket. You know what I mean? Come on.
I have one person. So we did a bracket for our group for a chance to be on a barrel pick in the future, and somebody picked Texas to win the whole damn thing. I'm like, you're looking pretty smart right now.
That's aggressive.
Them, and there's one pick. Somebody picked St. John's as the other kind of not normal.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of fun to watch them. They just won. Tennessee just won. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Aggie's got stomped.
Yeah.
My wife's an Aggie, and she graduated from there. I just happen to support the Horns. She'll make sure that she points out that I did not graduate from anywhere. Like I said, I started writing songs. I figured that was a way better path. And look at me now, Mom.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'd say most Aggies will remind people that Texas people didn't go to Texas. They're just Walmart fans.
Yeah, exactly.
With me.
That's hilarious, man. It's funny. I have a lot of education, and I speak about it almost never. You know, nobody cares. You know,
I'm about to try my first Brook Hill.
Well, oh yes, this is exciting. This is exciting, man.
I asked him, I'm like, hey, this bottle's available. Buy it. He's like, should I buy it? I'm like, just buy it. Don't ask questions.
That's why we pour Brook Hill for people. Not that they're going to get that one. It's just to understand what it is, right? To understand why it is what it is, right? I know it's not the easiest to get or the most accessible thing, but hopefully you agree. It's beautiful. You know?
That's so different. Wow.
Yeah, I can't explain like the nose. It's just a bomb of flavors. And it's 95.5 rye, but it's still freaking delicious.
It's totally. I mean, that's the thing about barrels. You know, I mean, don't have that one in front of me. I've got a 13-year from the same place, and when these are really good, they're just really, really good. You know, Brook Hill's like whiskey with Dave. So if you're doing the trajectory of the experience, right, that's the last pour. You know,
yeah.
If you were like, hey, I need 6 pours to pair with the music, finish with the Brook Hill. That's like the last thing. You know, get started with the Hearst Knoll, finish with the Brook Hill kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite part of barrel picks is Ryan brings Brook Hill to. I'm like, I'm for it.
You know, I think it's important. You know, look, I know most brands don't pour that kind of shit for people. You know what I mean? But I think it's important, like, you know, you guys, retailers, whoever, you need to know what it is. You know, like, it's not just like, oh, cool, people want it, I should buy it. Like, you should understand why it's priced the way it is. Its availability is like, there's only so many barrels at a Brook Hill. It's not like we're holding back. It's like, it's got to be that good, you know?
Right. Are there any barrels that you're sitting on that you're hoping that somebody will love that you know is just not great? And you're like, man, please just someone pick this one so we can unload it.
No, we don't present them. We're hoping they'll be great is more like the answer to that. You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes we get stuff that like all the stats are great. You know what I mean? Everything should be great. And then, you know, in the end, we're just like, it's not there. And we'll just sit on it. So I think a comment from many people is like, damn, I'm tasting 3, 4, 5 barrels, whatever. They're all good. I went to this other place and I had 24 and there was like 2 good ones. That's crazy, right? So like we don't present those. If we bought them and we thought they were that, you wouldn't taste them as a single barrel, right? And even sometimes we buy things that on paper should be phenomenal that just aren't. Like we have to have the discipline to be like, all right, we're not bottling it. We're not presenting it. And again, not maybe the best business decision, but like that's a discipline, you got to have, I think.
Sure.
And talking a little bit about, we've talked about your other stuff, but you've only got really one batch product besides your Old Cassidy, which is a limited batch. Talk a little about the LCRs y'all have done.
Sure. Yeah. I saw a lot of people talk about that. Appreciate you guys. So we do 3 different iterations. We got bourbons. We got Rise. I showed you that one this year. 25, they were the Southwest, the thematics change. And then we got the Kentucky Straight Whiskey with the orange top. So the limited release series, effectively, like it's a way for us to play around with layers and texture and flavor. Every batch is different. So you got a batch number, you got the year, the art goes with that, right? And so every batch is a bit different, right? The bourbons, some have been Kentucky only, some Kentucky and Indiana. The ryes, I think, always have a bit of like a very layered rye profile, which I find very fun. So Hurstnall being one place, one blend. The limited release ryes being ranging from 51% rye to 100%. So there's a lot of layers and texture to it. And then the orange tops, this Kentucky Straight, is always Kentucky corn whiskey and then a bourbon, often a wheated bourbon, or it just depends, right? So these are really fun. Yeah, there you go. Yep. A lot of fun. So bourbons, ryes, Kentucky Straights, they come out quarterly. Not every market gets every batch. And it's been a lot of fun to play with that. How do we decide how many blends each year? It's really about what we need based on what our understanding is the demand from our distributors in the market is. So we've done kind of I think we did 14 bourbons, 8 rye, 6 Kentucky Straights. We might bump the batch size a little bit and maybe do a couple less. We'll see how it goes, right? We're always trying to figure out what's the right level. How much should we make? How much do we have that is delicious to make, right? Like if it ain't ready, it ain't going out, that kind of same philosophy. But it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for the support, Danny, and you guys as well. But it's been cool to play with that. Like we've been a single barrel company for so long, right? So it's a lot of fun to be able to play with the nuance of blending.
How often do you finish? So I saw somebody had like an Amberana, like a rare character with the Amberana finish. Like I don't know how to say that word for one, but
you said it right. Yeah. So we'll touch on Amberana. So finishing was something we did a decent amount earlier in the company, and I think is very fun. It's kind of like not very tenable for us to do it at this stage because you tie up whiskey, we're always behind. If you don't do it right, it sucks. It's either not there, meaning you don't have enough barrel integration that you're extracting, and it's kind of like you might as well have a straight bourbon or rye, or it goes too far, or the barrel's leaking to hell and you get 18 bottles out of it. You know what I mean? So it's just a challenge. So I don't see us, never say never, you never know with us, but in the single barrel series, we've kind of phased out the finishing component, not because we don't like it or like doing it. It's just not really feasible. Amberana. So I am very familiar with Amberana. I launched this brand Avo I mentioned. This product, the Amberana wood, right? So it's a wood finish. It's from South America. It's one of 30 woods that cachaça is aged in. So I launched this in 2013. I think I'm kind of responsible for it ending up in whiskey in a funny roundabout way, because I was in New York. It was at a ton of cool cocktail bars with people using this product, right? Not whiskey, cane based in unique cocktails. Dave Pickerel, RIP, Whistle Pig, was in the city a lot at bars, discovered it, and then integrated it into a couple releases there. And that then kind of propagated from there with a lot of people doing it. And we've done it. We did a number of ryes, which I thought were very fun with it. But it's just such a, like, you love it or hate it. Personally, I love it, right? But you can do it wrong, very wrong. It can go too far, just like the other things we talked about. And then it just kind of got a bad rap. So for us, we moved away from it. And it's very different in different spirits. And I still make it in cachaça and actually make it on my tequila company. But it's fun. Should I be answering these that come up? Let's answer. All right. Are you sending them or are they just coming? All right.
I'm posting. People are sending them. I just post them.
Yeah, cool. RCLR batches. So who picks these? So mostly it's me with the art team. So it's pretty fun. It's funny. Like, part of my job is literally being like, hold on. This Fox number 4 needs to move to Fox 8. And then Fox 7, it's too dark. And then Fox 6, we got to kill that one. Like, I'm literally sitting here talking about, like, which fucking Fox to go on a label. Like, that's literally a job that I pay myself to do. But it's important, So
how many times do you get the joke? What did the Fox say?
Yeah. Well, we're moving away. It's going to be a flamingo. But yeah, I've heard it. Definitely heard it. But yeah, so it's all in this fun style, and it's fun, man. Like, look, the whiskey's very serious, but the bottle doesn't have to be. That's kind of the net of it. You know what I mean? Thank you. I appreciate the kudos. But yeah, there you go. You got a Fox 2.
This is my very first RC that I ever had.
Nice, man.
And you can see, I never knew if I was ever going to see it again. So that's how much I drank out of it so far. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to find another bottle this good. And then eventually I found another one. But you can see, like, I did not know how to open a bottle.
Yeah, it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. I talk about it like unfolding an onion. You know what I mean? Like,
you need some llamas too.
Yeah, there you go. I got that one right here.
It's the first one
ever. Yep, the llama 124. There's like a whole thing with llamas and rare character. We had a llama, this llama over here. We did this thing with Eureka, and they put a llama on it. And then somebody did a blind of this and some of the other shit we put out that people like. And this one, and it's actually probably the youngest bottling we ever did. 4 years, 7 months. But it's very good. Anyway, then like multiple llamas ended up on labels and all kinds of fun shit like that,
What can you tell me about this one?
Oh, yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
The Shelby's.
You're in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yep. So
a curated batch. I mean, I'm just going through all the different incarnations of what you guys
make.
make.
Sure. Yeah. So it's funny. I brought up Eureka and then you picked up that bottle. So we basically created this concept of curated batch for Eureka for the thing they did last year with them. And they were like, look, we need 1,200 bottles. We're like, dude, I don't even know. Like, I can't even promise you that if we picked X barrels, you would get 1,200 bottles. We're like, all right, we're going to make a batch for you. We'll customize it. It'll be a blend at cask strength. It'll be fun, but not a single barrel series. So the second one we did was that one, which was for the park system in Nashville. So Pablo lives there. My partner lives in your town. And it was a charity thing. So we did this charity thing for the park, but we kind of created that concept of curated batch, which allows for customization, but larger quantity. You know what I mean? So, it's something that'll probably appear like some restaurant groups who are like, hey, single barrels don't work for me, right? But like, I love what you're doing, That's kind of where we're going with that. So those will be.
So it's like a private version of RCLR type stuff, pretty much.
Kind of like, yeah, it is kind of like that, right? We're doing one for the FBI. Kyle Gowdy, is connected to the FBI association, right? And he's like, "Hey, we did a barrel. It sold out in 0.2 seconds. Let's do something else." I was like, "Why don't we do a batch, right? Because then we could give you more, and you'll be more bottles, more money that goes to charity, and then more people are happy, and it's more, controllable and whatever." So that's kind of where that came from. So I honestly don't know how big that'll be or not be or whatever. We're just going to kind of react. But it just was like a demand was there, and we figured we'd make it. So single barrel series is still going to be the vast majority of what we do when it comes to like retail or clubs or whatever. But you might see some of that for charity or like restaurant, group side or whatever.
It's just fun how fluid you guys get to be as a company and how creative you get to be as, in an industry that is not known for its creativity. Like you get to be artists, which is pretty interesting to me.
Thanks, man. It is fun. Yeah, it is. I know it's a lot to digest, but that's why I really like to kind of go deeper with people. When we go to a tasting, Danny will tell you, like, we're just opening a bunch of stuff just so people understand what we're doing. Because you might have a bottle here or a bottle there, and hopefully they're delicious, but I don't know if it kind of tells you the full story of what we're doing.
I thought this was really neat.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. Man, what's funny? It's kind of a platform for people to be creative too. You know what I mean? Like, Again, like, let's say we do a barrel with you and you want to do a thing, and then we could do a series, and it's like for your fans, and it just Cosmo, for example, in Vegas, we probably done 12 barrels. We did a series of 4 that kind of have this iconic lip thing they did. So they did 4 different lips, and then they did one for F1 to celebrate that when it came. And it's just like a platform for those things.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to do something with y'all musically and creatively and all that.
Yeah, dude.
Wax. How do you decide wax colors?
It's a little bit of like, what have we done last? Some custom wax colors, trying to stay away from things that are too close to other things that people know. I wouldn't call it much like picking the fox or whatever. I wouldn't call it like science, right? You're just like, that'll work. That kind of fits the vibe of the profile, and we haven't used it in a minute or whatever,
This one's been one of my favorite ones lately. The HRK, High Rye Kelvins.
Oh yeah, those are delicious. Yeah.
This is the first ones I've ever gotten coconut notes on them.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Rio, going to Rio.
Oh, Rio, that's a classic. So Rio was kind of one of the first things, I'd say the first 2 barrel classes that, were kind of indicative of what we do, would be Rio and KRY. And then maybe after that, HR7. So what's fun about Rio, and I think is very us, is like, that's a very traditional mash bill from Indiana, 75-21-4, right? However, what was different is it all went to Old Taylor, now Castle and Key, brick and stone warehouse, crazy airflow, rolls around it. Hold on one second.
Yeah, my kid's doing that too.
Thanks.
Florida lost.
All I hear is my kid in the background going, "I'm not sleepy."
100%. 100%. Anyway, so really like brown sugar, round, lovely, different, right? And it's funny. It's just like you could tell really where it goes when you compare. There's a barrel code called NIO, N-I-O, which is basically the same whiskey, but it didn't leave Indiana. But it's wildly different, you know? And so I think that's a lot of what we do is like the nuance of where something goes or its life cycle, or even like one thing that in theory is the same, but it's a year difference and it's a wildly different profile. Like it's kind of like telling that story.
Number one, Florida just lost basketball.
Oh, wow.
What?
Really? No shit.
Who are they playing today?
I think Iowa
won. Wow.
Iowa.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Bracket destroyed.
Yeah.
I think Duke is not playing very well, but
wow. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So what's outside of RC as a group, what's your favorite pour? Like what made you love bourbon?
You know, let's talk about, it's hard to say my favorite pour. My answer to that whenever I get that kind of question is like, I'm a very occasion-based drinker.
Sure.
Right? So like, who are you with? What are you doing? You know, I got a tequila company called Paladar. If I'm going out to dinner with my wife on Friday, I'm probably having a pour of that before I leave. I'm not drinking Brook Hill hazmat, you know. But Tuesday night, catching up with a buddy, I'm probably having that, right? So, you know, sometimes I just want a shitty fucking beer, you know. Pablo and I, after we're drinking whiskey all day, if we happen to be together, rarely, we're drinking white Burgundy, man. You know, it's just like, so anyway, that's that. Now, what I will say is the first whiskey that I was actually drinking after I stopped just drinking the cheapest shit humanly possible after college was Jim Beam. And then I converted to Maker's Mark. And that's when I was like 23 and I thought I was like dope drinking Maker's Mark, you know? But look, I love a lot of the like intense, awesome flavors of stuff that's out there, you know? Like a lot of the things that people celebrate, I think is fucking delicious too, you know?
Sure.
I mean, I was there drinking some crazy pours at the end of last year in Jersey. And then somebody pulled out Russell's 15. And I was like, I think this is the whiskey of the year. It's fucking delicious. You know what I mean? King of Kentucky, single barrels, crazy, right? So I love a lot. If I'm drinking something, I'm drinking that. Now, here, I think a better question is, what's your airport pour?
There you go.
So I'm going to give you mine. I drink scotch at the airport, and I'll tell you why. Because most of the whiskey that's at the airport is just fine, right? It's not bad. American whiskey. It's not bad, but it's not like, dude, we're drinking crazy shit. So I'm like, yeah, I don't need to drink that, you know, the base entry, whatever. The tequila is trash at the airport. Really terrible, right? Like, God forbid you had something that didn't have vanilla extract at the airport, right? But you could get like a Lagavulin or a Lafroig or something like that and just have one of those, have a beer. I'm happy, right?
Right.
So I didn't really answer your question at all, maybe, but
no, that is interesting. I do love the airport pour. That's a way better question.
Good question, because it's challenging, man. It's a challenging environment to find what you want.
It depends on the airport. There's some airports that got a lot better than others, but
No,
yeah, otherwise.
Right. I was thinking of the general, like, don't think about like the cool, I brought in a dope restaurant group into the airport spot. Think about like random bistro back bar, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what brought you into whiskey. So you said you kind of came into whiskey more recently. What's the bottle that brought you into whiskey?
I mean, I wish I could be bullshitting, but I'm not. It was that RC2.
Well, that's dope, man.
I mean, it really, that and Midwinter, a Midwinter 12. Both were just so, I was like, what is this flavor? Like, I didn't know, like, I'd only had Jack 7. You know, I only had like just, you know, what you can find, the Woodford that I didn't like. Airport pours like, you know, Jack and Ginger or whatever. Like, I'll just get anything I can mix and just and swallow down on a Southwest free flight. And then but then I learned that there was flavors like that. I'd seen somebody post like Midwinter Night's Dram, and I was like, what is this? I'll go find it. So I found it, and it was like $200. And I was like, how arrogant to charge $200. But I was like, I've got enough, and so I bought two, because I'm one of those people. If I'm going to buy one, I'm going to buy two.
Yeah.
So I bought two of it, and cracked one, gave one away, and it was so different. It's so unique, and I was like, okay, comparing the number two RC that I had, and then this, I was like, that's a vast amount of flavor that I just experienced. So let's see what else is out there, and then that became the game. And then once bourbon has its hook in you, then that's
And you were talking about the old HR7s. I got one of the original ones.
There you go. Yeah. So that was another barrel class. KRY I mentioned, I didn't really describe. So KRY is 95.5 Kentucky. Really fun, really unique. Again, unique, right? And that's kind of, there you go. Nice. Yep. HR7 was kind of like that, but not, I don't know. There was something about that particular class of whiskey, right? So it's a high rye Indiana. It's 7 years old. At that time, it was harder to come by. It's probably not as hard to come by now, but it's a delicious whiskey in general. But something happened with those, whatever it was, 50 barrels we got, that just, there was something dope about it that happened. And again, like, that's the difference. Like, you can have that same whiskey 8 years old, and it's wildly different from this one thing that went through this one moment. And these barrels that sat together, that have this life together, and all of a sudden they just did something very unique. No comment.
Blink twice.
So let me ask, you know scotches a little bit, or a lot of it, or
a little bit? I wouldn't say a lot of it. Yeah.
So, okay, here's a funny little quick story. A year and a half ago, I was up in Canada, and I was at this little speakeasy bar that I found, and they were selling a pour of Canadian money, 70 or $60 for an ounce or 2 ounces of something called Mr. Sam.
Yeah, sure.
So I was like, oh, that's not that bad in American money. That's like $20.
Yeah.
So I got a pour of it, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I had a second pour, and then I went to go find it and buy it, and you can't. Like, it's super hard to get. So they have this in Quebec, where I'm popular. They have this lottery system. They had 63 bottles I knew they had in Quebec, and so I've been asking around, anybody jump in the lottery, buy this Mr. Sam, and I'll pay it back for you. It's like $200 or $300 Canadian for the whole bottle, which is in US money, it's like $60. So that's a joke. Anyway, this guy messages me. He's like, man, I reached out to the consulate, I reached out to the government, and I acquired 2 bottles of the Mr. Sam. I'm going to give you one of them. I was like, great. And I was like, how much do I owe you? He goes, it's free. So I'm like, even better. So I go up this past week to Canada to play some shows, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to meet you for dinner. So I invited the guy to dinner. He's like, I've got something special for you. Cool. We show up to dinner, and he proceeds to tell me that he got the bottles online, and then he got refused to get collected. Like, he's like, they wouldn't let me have the bottle. So I told you I had Mr. Sam, but I only didn't have it in my possession, and I'm sorry, I did not have it. But I did bring you something else. And he got me a Dalmore King Alexander III. Do you know anything about this scotch?
I don't know a ton about it. I did just get poured here's a fun fact for me on Dalmore. Well, I do know it. I don't know that one per se. I was at an establishment called Spearmint Rhino, which is a gentleman's club in Las Vegas. And I was pouring them rare character for their bar. I was actually in the back room. They weren't open on that side. And it's like a cattle call, but I know the dude. It's hilarious. You just kind of get like, basically like made fun of as you're presenting the whole time, and you're like drinking beers. Some dude gets up, pours a $200 gin. Oh, we lost your boy. Well, I'll wait. What do you want to talk about while we wait?
What's coming forward? So we got the Black Maple Hills is your next release.
Black Maple.
I saw on Coming Whiskey or your daily, you have another of the counties coming.
We got a county coming. We got a Pride of Anderson County, which is coming, this will be making it out more broadly into distribution. It's going to be a series of 9-year Kentucky bourbon barrels. So that's going to come out in the next couple months-ish, which is very exciting. We did originally 9 barrels between bourbon and rye, collaboration with Wild Turkey. Very exciting, very delicious. So that's coming. Commander's Club is coming. Hopefully you're going to get one. That's a 10 and 15-year-old, Kentucky bourbon blend. One of one, never going to make it again. I already miss it, as I mentioned. And then the sooner than second half of the year, we're going to do the everyday bourbon, right? So fair amount coming, plus the usual shenanigans that we're always up to.
So here's a good question while I bring Dave back on here. Talk about how y'all don't export yet. To talk about how the current industry has affected you, or I think we talked about earlier, it's probably made bourbon a little bit more accessible for y'all to be able to buy at the open market. And
yeah, I mean, look, we're starting to export very lightly. You bring up Canada, right? It's a very unique situation there. Like you basically can sell to Alberta and that's it, but then those guys can sell online. So all the Sazerac stuff is basically all going to Alberta. So you go to liquor stores with like case stacks of Blanton's Gold and shit over there at this point. It's very strange because it was already there and then they won't sell it elsewhere. So it's a challenging environment, but international is always challenging and unique. We're about to do some things in Japan. We've done a little bit. We're doing a little more in China. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a strange environment. Distributors are a mess. It's great that we get access to whiskey, but there's a lot of other kind of unique wrinkles there. Dave, I'll go back to my story. So I'm getting heckled. Well, I'm about to get heckled. Some guy was up. This relates to Dalmore now. He was presenting a $200 gin to the Spearmint Rhino, which it's kind of hard to think about a worse fit for a concept to be presented, Yeah. I don't know if you've been there, but you've certainly been to a club. Yeah. So, I mean, that ain't it there, right? So anyway, but then he came up with a very delicious Dalmore, which is one of the best things poured there. So they make very good whiskey. And then I was like, I came up last and was like, how much you guys want me to crush you? Because I usually have way too many bottles. But Hearst Knoll is going to be poured at Spearmint Rhino. So if you guys end up over there, we'll go have a Hearst Knoll, But anyway, Mr. Sam is delicious. It's rooted in Canadian whiskey.
Yeah. They bottle it in Montreal, which is why they can still sell it.
I see. Yeah.
My wife, I took her. I got hired to play a show at the Wynn.
Nice,
so
man.
My wife's one and only ever Vegas trip was there. She's like, "This is Vegas." I was like, "This is not Vegas for normal people." But
yeah, I'm going to be at the Wynn this week. I'm going to go. Jim Gaffigan is in the whiskey world, and
he's my North Star for learning how to marry your artist career and bourbon loving and get your people to follow you.
Yeah, he's done a great job. So we're going to be there for that, and I'll bring him some fun stuff. It was funny. My wife's a huge fan, and then we ended up hanging out with him in the back. And then he was just asking me questions about whiskey. I was almost like embarrassed. I was like, she's like, I want to talk about some of this funny shit. He didn't give a fuck about that. He just wanted to talk about whiskey, literally.
Tell him to accept my friend request.
He reached out to me on Instagram and I was like, oh, this has got to be like, So I don't follow the whatever. I mean, she loves stand-up comedians, and he is great. But I was like, is this like his like assistant? And it's like I'm talking to him, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking him. He's just messaging me, which
That's
is cool.
awesome.
His publicist.
Boo Ride. We haven't done it. Good question. It's been discussed. I'm sure we'll do it at some point. It's not no reason other than we just always have too much shit on our hands to do. But I am interested in it. I think it's cool. I think it would probably show up in the limited release series, but you never know. Who knows?
You got to do strip club front names for the labels on that.
Oh, I want to do a barrel. Like that guy we talked about it. Imagine a spearmint barrel. Crazy. This is actually the thing I posted that is
the Costco one.
The most hype on the internet. The most engagement I've ever had is this bottle right here. So this is done for Costco DC. I'm not even sure if they've sold it yet. They're already mad at us because our bottler posted it and I reposted it. And then everybody's like, dude, what the hell? I'll give them credit. That's funny. Like they just went with the bit. But yeah, got the dog in me.
Yeah. So can on the side, can you tell us when things are about to get released in different markets so we can tell our friends to go pick it up for us?
Yeah, I would love that. I don't even know half the time, man.
Yeah, sure.
It's funny. People are like, "Oh, this just rolled in." I'm like, "Yeah, totally, dude. That's fucking awesome." I was pumped. I'm like,
Right.
There you go.
That's Pete's favorite reply. If you ever ask for a question, yes.
Yeah, I've gotten very good at saying nothing, but still saying something.
So do you still love it?
Yeah, man. It's a blast. As you said, like it's we get to do a lot of fun things. And it's been awesome. The support we get is huge. It's super appreciated. We don't take it for granted, we're just some fucking dudes, making good stuff. But yeah, it's cool for the reasons you just described. It's super cool, right? Like we could take risks and be like, we're confident that it's delicious. And so it's not going to fall flat on its face.
Right.
And some things do better than others. And when they do really well, we can do more of it. And when they do just pretty good, we don't have to keep doing it. Like we have that kind of flexibility, which is, most people don't have. We also don't really have anybody telling us what to do. So we're just like, fuck it, send it. And then,
sure.
So yeah, that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about it? Your world, what's going on? You still love it?
Absolutely. I mean, I get to make people happy every day, just like you do.
That's awesome.
And same with Danny. Like Danny, he's got the music background, and now he's got a community of people that trust his palate, trust his voice, and trust his ability to get people like you in the room, Pete, and like talk about stuff that they're passionate about. So it's really cool to be able to put three people from completely different worlds that have similar passions all in the same place, and that's kind of why the internet should be around.
No doubt, man. I mean, that's what I think is awesome about the whiskey community. Like I'm in other spirit categories, and I'll say it's they don't bring people together like this, and that's what I say when people are like, oh, how's the market, what's going on? Like, yeah, maybe some of these dudes who are flipping her out, but like just as a reason to bring people together, to share things, to have dope conversations, like it's hard to mess with it,
Dave, you got a 20L, blow your palate out for the night.
20L. I'm gonna go get one. I'm gonna get one with you guys.
Let's get a dessert pour here.
20L?
Yeah. Yeah, it's bourbon journey's fun. It's I got a lot easier to find bottles, which is great. People that are trying to flip bottles, not so great. They're stuck on money now, but
I got a 20L here. So Whiskey Vegas guy. What's fun about these to me? These things, nice. These things, to me, they taste like funky Jamaican rum, which makes no sense in my head, right? Like it's fucking 20-year-old light whiskey from Indiana that never left. How does it taste like that? But it does to me. Very fun.
Got a couple questions for you here. I'm gonna post them up here in a second. Is there a more premium brand above Brook Hill that you're all looking at besides obviously your Cassidy and?
I mean, there will be a 20-year-old Brook Hill. I'm not going to say we would never do like a decanter, but I don't know that it'll be a brand that'll be more premium per se, as much as like a release, if you will. You know.
Here, got another question for you.
I mean, this couldn't be more different than anything else we've had tonight.
It's crazy, yeah. But that's just awesome, dude. We're just like, Pablo like calls me up. He's like, dude, I found these fucking 20-year-old light whiskeys and they're insane. And I don't even like light whiskey, but I really love these. And like we went out with these and basically we sold these for a stupid price. Like we didn't make a lot of money on it, but they're awesome.
But it almost has like a weird palate of a Canadian whiskey. Like it almost has like a Found North kind of feel, like a.
Yeah, it's the same stuff. Just high corn, 99% corn.
Yeah.
Used barrels.
Right. I mean, 99.1, which kind of relates to, you know, the boat whiskey, the orange wax, right? That's just like sweetness factor. But to me, what's different about this, it's even different. Some light whiskey to me kind of gets very like barrel-y and spice driven, though still sweet. And this is just like, literally, you could tell me this is like fucking Hampden Estates Jamaican rum, high proof. And I'd be like, I might believe you, you know? I didn't answer that question. The question was about what? Weeded, W45? Maybe. Nothing like concrete. Like when we find weededs we feel like are a fit for single barrel series, we do that. No like massive plans to lean into weeded. But
I'll have a question for you.
Stuff. Go ahead.
What's the oldest thing you've released as far as like age statement?
We did a 19-year-old Brook Hill. It was in a tube. That's pretty crazy. It's spendy, but it is pretty
Specs released a bunch of the 18-year-olds. I really wanted one, but the price point for me is a little much.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh,
I've got a question for Dave. You're going to write the official jingle for Rare Character, apparently.
Funny you say that, because I did start envisioning like a kind of a parody song about how many different RC Rare Character like profiles and names of companies are they going to have? Because I did have it. I had started working on it.
So you got to write the song so you get the royalties to be able to pay for your bottles.
There you go. Pay for your RC habit.
But now that I've met Pete, like I love him, and I don't want to be like. I mean, parody is fun. Parody is probably something they would use more than anything. I mean, I haven't met Pablo, but I hear he's pretty entertaining. So
yeah, he's a character indeed.
You'll end up at Spearmint for sure.
But it would likely be like a "What the hell, RC? Are you trying to make me go broke?" kind of song.
I'm sure there's a way to delicately do it that'll still be fun.
Oh, I mean, anything fun is gonna, because I'm not the only person, and in fact, anybody who loves Rare Character knows how expensive a hobby Rare Character alone could be. I mean, and you're not. I mean, you're not blind to it. Like everything you put out is delicious, and nothing. I mean, everything's $100 plus, except for the Hirschnell. I mean, and that's just the way of it. But almost everything is that much these days. So. To collect this, like just to count these bottles that I have up here, if they were only $100, that's a big ask, right? But I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like nobody needs to be this obsessive about it. You find something you love and you go for it. But when it comes to songwriting, it's my job to embrace that everyman's mentality of like, how do you expect me to love something and then keep it from me? It's like it's like the true relationship with a wife, right? As soon as you make me love you, make me marry you, and then you keep away the good stuff.
That's hilarious. Love
I
it.
got a tough question for you, Pete.
Uh-oh.
Tough/easy, not anything you have to disclose secrets about. Out of all the different single barrel series, what's been your favorite so far?
I mean, the way I kind of answer these, I think it's things like the things that are really unique for what they are, like a TKO, right? Which I think a lot of people would say at this point, but I love it because we convinced you motherfuckers that this shit could be delicious. And like on paper, it makes no sense. But also like a Rio, which it's only the way it is because of the thing it went through. And I think a lot of people would have put that out and it would still be delicious, right? Let's say somebody else did that. It also would have been delicious in the same way. But telling the story of it like was a differentiator for us, right? So I like the weird shit that's still delicious, that gets people kind of excited. But it's hard to argue with like certain things that are just like straight ahead amazing, like Koa's or some of the stuff we're putting out right now, BRW, KHR is reporting out. Like the stuff we're getting now is just straight bangers, like just,
what those BRWs are getting the same kind of hype the KOA got.
Like the thing is this, we don't really know. I mean, we know something's delicious, but like it's kind of like things take on a life of their own. You know what I mean? You don't really know. Like there's some things I thought deserve more attention that didn't get it. And then I think those things do deserve attention too. So it's kind of a unique thing, right? Like where the combination of the profile and the way people react to it and the availability of it, whatever those factors are, Anyway, that was a long non-answer as well, but
Yes.
That's what I'm famous for. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so that's your next shirt. It just needs to be you saying yes. Did you have, was that the AQU behind you, Dave?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Oh, there you go. Is it the next type thing?
I got a barrel pick of that coming in with Mark Keeker, who's on here. That should be here next week. I'm actually out of barrel picks for rare characters, so I need to talk to you and or Ryan about getting
I heard so many people talking about it that I had to go find it, and I found somebody who gave me a really good deal because they knew who I was.
The famous discount.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that today, right?
I need a sample of that one.
Dude, those are delicious too, right? That's a really different whiskey, I think, for me. It's very different from other things we put out. Really developed, fun, and interesting. Like, it's also hilarious when people are so definitive that they know what something is.
Yeah, I have a question about what this is because this is Indiana, but now they say Kentucky.
Yeah, no, that was actually that is Kentucky. And it's funny because it was listed at our facility as Indiana, literally at the alternate place where we store shit. So when Chad went to go drill the samples, it said they're Indiana. And we're like, all right, cool. This is just delicious Indiana bourbon. But it is not.
So it's Green River or Oz Tyler, but not distilled there. It's still...
Dude, all I know is from Kentucky, man. I don't know. You should ask
Markstown, 1792 is where it says it's from.
They know all the answers, bro.
The internet is always right.
I use the term the NDA region of Kentucky, which is where we source the vast majority of our whiskey. But that is kind of a dumb fun fact. You would only know if you actually did the pick and you're like, wait, you told me this is Indiana because we thought it was. But it is not.
So a buddy of mine, Robert, is watching right now, and I know he's trying to. He's the one who wants that PAP 20 that I have. I think I'm going to take off his hands that Amberana rare character? Because it seems like you're not going to make another one.
No, we won't make another one. Yeah.
All right, so I mean, just the sheer true rare character of that one.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. We have how many we source from? A lot. 20, I want to say, something like that. Maybe at least 15. No Texas.
What's the MEL bottle? My buddy that I was just talking about.
MEL is you have one in front of you, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's 75 13 12?
Yeah.
9-year plus Kentucky bourbon. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I remembered.
It's either yeah or yeah.
Here he goes. I'm just gonna say yes.
It's either Frankfurt or Bardstown, I guess. Not Claremont is the other place.
It's made by somebody who's made whiskey for a long time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And you'll probably figure it out when you taste it, but I'm going to tell you nothing other than that.
It has turkey prints on this thing, so I'm assuming it's the same thing as.
Look, I don't know. It's turkey's a very common animal out there. You know what I mean?
It's delicious. It is. It's very cherry
The
forward.
thing is this: my answer to everybody is yes, but my second answer is it fucking delicious? Because that's the point, right? If it's delicious and you like it, great. If it's not for you, trade it to a friend and buy something else. Whatever. So I get it. I know why people want to know. Unfortunately for us, we can only reveal what we can reveal. And in order to continue providing you guys this awesome shit, we can usually say nothing. And the answer is no to that, as much as I love you guys. Old Cassie's a blend, not picks. Brook Hill is only picks for bars, occasionally for charity, and done by Pablo. Oh, there you go. What are you pulling out there?
Just saying, for our friends that are watching, in case they're just watching now, we got if you find it, buy it.
Yep.
If you find it, buy it. If you find it, buy it. And support our boy here, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us and to break bread and to.
Can we get one more song? Can we get one more song for the road here?
I mean, my kids sleep. I'll give you a sample of a little bit of a
sample.
The title track of the record. Turn off the TV. Don't want no distractions. Want to get lost in your eyes like it's the last time it's gonna happen. All the worries can wait, baby. Lock the world outside. Yeah. 'Cause I only get you, baby, for the rest of my life. Forever ain't long enough. It sure flies by when you got once in a lifetime love right by your side. Won't take a moment for granted. And every time I hold you tight. 'Cause I only get you, baby, for the rest of my life. There you go. That's enough.
Awesome. Appreciate that, man. Very cool.
Hey, Dave Fenley and Rare Character about to do some cool things together somehow. Danny, thank you for putting us together, and we're going to all make this all work.
For sure. So I appreciate Pete. Thank you again. It was good to meet you for the first time back in October, right? I think we were in Vegas.
Yeah, man.
Had lunch by the pool. I was there for work. Double worked. I was freaking out. So I picked the barrel and I told Ryan. So Ryan Forsyth, their national sales manager, lives not too far from me here. I'm like, I picked another barrel, but I'm going to need you to stall this barrel as long as you can because I just picked the barrel with him like 2 weeks beforehand. So it's stalled. It's finally showing up. It worked out great. So
I want to be on the next one, though. Let me.
Dude. Yeah. Come out to Vegas. Let's go.
Let's do it. I got to go to the Wynn. Apparently, my wife thinks there's no other place.
Where were we at? We're at the Venetian where we met at. So
there you go.
I used to do Monte Carlo, bro. Like, whoa.
Oh yeah, that's the Park MGM now. Italy's there. We can go meet up at Italy. They're friends of mine. We did some barrels, so we can eat some food, do some pours, hang out, whatever.
Come on, let's go.
We're gonna hit open mic night over at the strip club. Listen for us.
If we go without Pablo, he's gonna be pissed.
He probably will.
Well, I appreciate it, Pete. If you make it down to Texas anytime soon, hit us up. Hit up Ryan. Like I said, Ryan literally lives 20 minutes from me. So
awesome.
And if you're in Nashville, please look me up.
Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
For sure. I'll keep poking at you for saying yes all the time. That's my thing with you now. I'm like, I'm gonna push it back on the yes. On that. So I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you again. Dave, when's your album come out? I know it's coming up in the next month or so, right?
May 8th.
Awesome, man. Good luck
So
with
do
that.
You need to do there's a collab you need to do. See, Pete being his metal guy, I'm assuming back with Metal Die. You did a freaking record label collaboration with Metal Blade.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty fun. Brian Slagle, who's the owner of Metal Blade, like lives in Vegas. And I met him at a Killswitch Engage show through another friend who was the guy who's like the manager for Killswitch Engage, who was like at a fucking barrel pick in Illinois. We're in the back room in some spot that's been there for 100 years through like, Al Capone, whatever, smelled like Schlitz had been poured there for decades. I'm like pouring Brook Hill, and this dude's like, yeah, dude, I'm out in Vegas. I'm managed Killswitch. He's like, I got that shit. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, this could be your album cover.
Let's do a record deal.
Right
Let's do it.
I love it.
I hope you pick it.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I appreciate y'all, everybody joining in on the chat. Thank you for answering the questions as much as you can. We'll be in touch. Definitely go follow. Pete is over on Instagram. That's public. I think the majority of people in this chat are on the RC Clubhouse, which are not. It's the unofficial RC fan club on Facebook. Rare Character on Instagram. Anything else you're on? TikTok?
Yeah, we can't be there officially. PETA Discovery is me on Instagram, and I'm exhausted by everything else. But
And the last,
I promise the next time we're gonna you and I just need to do a separate individual. Figure out how to get my audio working on my laptop, and then so I can show my people this stuff.
Which, Pete, you'd be surprised. Dave has a ton of Brazilian fans.
Oh, nice, man. There you go.
So we need to get some of your Brazilian
cachaça.
Yeah. Bring that in and make cocktails and have Dave.
I mean, I've got about 300,000 like dedicated Brazilian followers.
That's amazing, man.
So if you have something you need help down there, I'm your guy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Let's chat. We'll chat separately for sure. Right. Got things to do.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Have a good one. Good hanging with you guys. Cheers.
Thanks, sir.
Cheers.